Hi everybody, Cam Sweet here from the Garage Connection and Central Digger Supply. Coming to you today with an exciting video about some of these remote control lawn mowers that you've seen pop up at the auctions and whatnot. I was meaning to get a hold of one. They interest me for some reason. I don't know, it just seemed like something that maybe I would have a use for, and because it's Florida and I hate going out in the sun when it's ridiculously hot and cutting the grass, so I might as well be able to kick back on a chair and do that. So we just got this from our supplier here. I picked this up locally. Conveniently, a gentleman who runs an equipment company called Burley Equipment, he's local to the Tampa Bay area, and I messaged him and I said, hey, you got a bunch of these things, you know, I'm interested in checking one out. And he basically said, come on over, I'll load you up with a forklift. So it's better to be lucky than good, I guess. So what we're going to do, we're going to open this crate up. We're going to see what we have to work with and see if we can get this thing running, and hopefully this helps you out if you're tossing around the idea or maybe picking one of these things up. So let's get it open. All right, so let's check this thing out here. So this is a remote control gasoline powered lawnmower. All right, I chose to go with the track version. He does have a wheeled version that has a non-adjustable deck, but this track version was the smallest I could go with, that you could adjust the deck on it and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, you know, initial impressions, it's nice. I mean, it looks nice. It looks well built. It suspiciously has the same tracks as my mini skid steer has on it. So, you know, you got little engine there. This is in fact an electric start unit. We do have an electric starter alternator down there, so that's a good start. Looks like we got some track tensioners. Got all the control software stuff down there, and you know what I like about it is it has the instructions, and they're like normal. They're not the, you know, like all the weird translations and whatnot. I mean, they seem pretty normal. Let's see. Looks like we got some sort of a control panel here. I don't know if this unscrews. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, isn't that pretty? Got a nice cooling fan there for the electronics, set of breakers, and all the control stuff. Okay. Looks reasonably waterproof too. I mean, I don't know if I'd go try to cut the grass at the bottom of a pond, but it doesn't look like it's going to be an issue. Leave it out in the rain. So if you guys were curious and you want to check these things out, right there, rc-mower.com. It hyperlinks you to it's called Trade Army LLC, but that's the guy. I can verify he is real. He is in the US, and from the looks of it, he sells a pretty good product here. So underneath the machine, I found some boxes with some consumables in them and also some of the accessories. So it comes with a charger, all right, trickle charger to keep the battery alive. And if you're curious, it does say high quality on the charger, so that must mean that it's the best that you can get. Looks like a spare air filter with a pre-filter element. That's always nice to have. We've got an instruction manual that is not soaked in water in a toolbox, so that's already a win. Spark plug wrench, couple spare blades or flails, and what looks to be the controller. Little mini mower controller here. Oh, look at that, and a set of keys. There we go. We'll pop this thing open here. Neat. And it looks like it's going to take 4 AA batteries, so hopefully I have 4 AA's because I really want to play around with this thing. See how this bad boy works. Now, admittedly, what was nice about picking this unit up locally is I was able to go to this gentleman's warehouse, and we looked at all the different models he had, and he was able to kind of show me a little bit about it and how it really functions. So these machines are electric driven. There's 2 electric motors, and there's a battery, and the engine runs an alternator. What's nice about that is you don't actually have to have it running, the engine running, to move these things around. They'll drive themselves on their electric power, and the engine's merely there to spin the blades and charge the battery. So, I thought that was neat. I thought you could only have the thing moving when the motor was running, and it turns out you don't need to. So essentially what he told me to do is you turn the switch on, you undo the e-stop, and you make sure that your remote control is good to go, and it'll move. So it's literally that simple. Little turn left, turn right action. So let's get this thing unloaded if we can. We'll zoom out a little bit, get you in a better spot. It weighs, I don't know, 250, 300 pounds, somewhere around there probably. So it's good to have a set of unloading ramps, even if they're a little bit bent because you put a heavy excavator down them. Let's see. All right, so we're going to briefly just kind of go over a few things with this machine that he showed me, controls and whatnot. The remote control is very self-explanatory. You have a forward and reverse over here, and then this side turns, and it does turn on a dime or zero turn feature, and you can also be kind of going forward and turn also. So you don't always reverse one track to turn. It'll just make this one go faster. There also is a speed switch. So this switch right here does crawl, and then that would be, kind of like the rabbit button to run. And then we have a couple of auxiliary switches right here. And the reason I went with this particular model versus his wheeled one is this one actually has an adjustable height deck, and I think that's really neat. To me, that's super convenient and really necessary. And then the last switch I want to talk about is this one up here. This is the cruise control. So if you're moving backwards and you flip that switch, it'll continue to move backwards or forwards until you click it again, and then it'll shut itself off. All right. There are lights for it. It's got a little switch that turns these lights on and off. I don't know how good they are, but So what we're going to do, we're going to throw some gas in it, check the oil, get this thing started, and see what it does. So it's amazing what you learn after just messing with it for a few moments here. The choke on this machine it's a little bit different. What you have to do is you have to push the throttle all the way forward. And let me show you where that throttle is. I can bring you around here. Let me zoom you in. Okay, so this lever right here is the throttle. If you all the way back, obviously it stops and off, and then you feel it kind of click into a detent. That's going to be the lowest that you can run the motor at. Then as you bring it forward, you'll notice that there's another detent. That's the maximum that you can give it throttle. And when you go past that, you're actually pushing the choke closed. So you give it choke, and you just fire it up. So to actually get it started, you got a couple different options. The first one is going to be the start switch on the back of it. It's just a key switch. I just turn it over. And then completely by accident, and I didn't realize it even did this, this does the blade height. You know what this one does? Yep, it's got remote start. That's awesome. Didn't know it did that. That's really, really, really cool. So let's see if we can get this thing rolling. We're going to go all the way forward on the throttle. So, you know, my justification for buying this thing, or at least what I told my wife my justification was, is because I have these ditches on the side of my property that stretch out to the neighbor's lot. And, you know, it's just a Florida thing. We got the ditches. It's a pain in the ass to mow. Every time I go in there, there's either snakes or I come out with a million things stuck to me, or, you know, people throw glass, just whatever. So, you know, I got this thing really for that, or that's what she thinks. Initial impressions, just from getting it off the truck and messing around with it, it's absolutely phenomenal. I didn't really know what to expect. You know, I had seen these at the auctions, and when you just looking at a picture of it, you don't really get an idea of how good it is or how big it is or whatever. And then I saw one of the ones that they sell at the auction in person, and it's about the size of a large pizza from Domino's. So I would have been a little pissed off if I paid like $1,600-1,800 for one of those things. You know, this one is substantially bigger. It's probably got like a 30-inch deck on it or something like that. But right out of the box, literally fired it up, does exactly what it's supposed to. Remote start stop is awesome. I didn't even know that was a thing, and it is. So if you're thinking about getting one, yeah, I mean, go for it. I think it's great.
What do you think? Look.
It's like a Power Wheels. What do you think? Woo! That's not bad, huh? What do you think, buddy?
So just to do an overview here so you all can see what we're dealing with here, right? So we've got forward, reverse, 0 turn left, 0 turn right. This is deck. I know it's backwards, but you know, that can probably be messed with. You got the speed. So this is slow, fast, slow, fast. Then you've got cruise control. Flick that, let it go. It'll still turn. Then you flick it again and it stops it. And last but not least, we have this one right here, which is there we go.
Sorry about that one. Ran out of cell phone battery and daylight, and had to finish putting my floors in my house. So anyways, we're back out here. We're going to talk briefly about maintenance, because that's always a key factor. You know, when you're buying a lawnmower, inevitably it's going to break or the blades go dull or whatever. So as far as maintaining, it's actually pretty straightforward. The guy showed me a neat little trick with this model. You just lift it up and it stands itself up, which, I mean, come on, that's that's good planning right there. You know, maintaining the blades, I mean, they are like a flail style blade. So you pop those off, sharpen them up, throw new ones on there, good to go. I mean, other than that, there's really not much for like to get hung up on, or, you know, anything to really get you messed up too bad. Track tensioners are very straightforward, just a threaded rod with nuts and bolts on either side, so that's no big deal. After using this yesterday, the only casualty, if you will, is one of these pieces of rubber that prevent, you know, debris from flying out. It ripped off the back because I'm stupid and drove it off of a storm drain. So other than that, you know, that's a minor detail. Oil change plugs in the bottom of the engine block. That's very straightforward. I mean, that's it. That's pretty much it. There's really not a lot to go wrong with these things. All right, so final verdict here. What do we think? Is this a buy? Is it kind of a bust? Should you even waste your time? I'm gonna give this one a solid buy. You know, I didn't know what to expect. I'd looked on Bidadoo and I'd looked on some of the auction sites, and I've seen them sell for anywhere between like $1,400 to $1,600. Again, you don't know what you're getting. I'm very glad that I did see one in person. One of the, it's like a red boxy looking one. It might be an EGN. I saw one in person. I'm glad I did. Way smaller than you think it would be. And I don't even think the deck was adjustable. So, you know, this thing for the money, I don't know how you can beat it, to be honest with you. There's a couple of caveats in that, right? If you have like a beautiful striped lawn, you're not buying this. You know, but if you have an area that is either just a pain in the ass to mow, it's really steep, there's low-lying trees, whatever, go as fast as you can to rcmower.com and buy one of these damn things. I liked it so much that what I did is I called the guy back and I just said, look, you know, I'm blown away by what this thing can do. What do you think about doing a discount if people see this video on YouTube? And he was like, sure. So for a limited time, if you head over to rcmower.com, that's rc-mower.com, and you use the discount code GARAGE, it's going to save you $100. You're welcome. Or happy Thanksgiving. So yeah, I mean, other than I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Right out of the box, did exactly what it was supposed to do. It seems rugged, robust. It's got 24-volt electrical system. The remote start's a game changer. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where like you're just super happy with it all around. What'd be really cool is I could figure out a way to make it move my trailers around the yard, and then that would be there's just game over at that point. So for now, that's going to do it. Cam Sweet here from the Garage Connection. Happy Thanksgiving. You hold the power button and it goes beep, 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 right? Forward, back, right, left, fast, slow. So